Hello and welcome to K-Stop, Views' K-Pop podcast. Hello, everybody. This is Jeff Benjamin, and as always, I am joined by the, I think I want to call you the Bora to my Soyu. Is Bora your favorite member of Sistar?
I don't know. I feel like Hyolyn is my favorite, but Bora is a really close second.
Okay, you're the leader of this anyway, so you're the
But
Hyolyn.
like I could tell you were like, do I want to put myself as Hyolyn? Is that too like narcissistic? No. I feel like that makes sense. I feel like I should be Bora.
Okay, fine. We're and your favorite sister 19 is back for another episode of K-Stop. Hello, everybody.
Yay.
Yes.
How's your week going?
Mine? Well, it's been a little gloomy today. The weather in New York is not so great.
The weather has been kind of crappy the past few days. Memorial Day weekend was like,
gloomy.
The rain held off until obviously Memorial Day.
Yeah,
actual Memorial Day. So
I spent it all
everyone's
in my house.
barbecues were a little bit literally rained on.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, so it wasn't too exciting of a long weekend, but it was still a long weekend.
It was still a long weekend. Feeling refreshed. Feeling good. Today.
I don't know. I don't know if I feel refreshed. When you come back and play catch up at the office after a 3-day weekend, it's kind of, so we're still kind of getting into the flow of things. But
yes, exactly. And speaking of flows, my flow was interrupted this morning when I found out the news that Yui had officially graduated after school, leaving Pledis Entertainment.
I actually have no idea. I thought she graduated, I'm not going to lie,
I know.
Forever ago.
Everyone did. I know. It's the obligatory. I was looking at comments on some website. I was like, obligatory, after school has been dead for years. But I still believe that but no. And then they made some statement that after school, the remaining 5 members have no plans to record a new album at the moment. So that was a little tough. And then, of course.
Therefore, nothing has changed.
And then I already started this thing off on a gloomy note by mentioning Sistar, which we'll get into, of course. Happy memories, of course. But we always ask you guys, I loved last week's episode personally. I thought it was a really, 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 really great episode. We talked about so many awesome things. You guys had a lot of great comments.
I already forgot what we talked about.
Are you kidding me? Icon. No, just kidding. No, we talk about Icon. We talk about 17. We talk about BTS and Billboard Music Awards and fans in general. Dean and Sid.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
Girl.
I remember now. It's all coming back to me.
Yes, but just some quick thoughts on what you guys thought. We had 2 awesome reviews from Fan City K-Pop, who's at Rachel_Gray31 on Twitter. First about Icon, she wrote, I enjoyed the Icon releases, but I thought they were safe choices. Bling Bling is like Rhythm Ta 2.0. K-Stop. # K-Stop. She hit us up on Twitter. And I think that was generally our basic feelings about this, is that we're like, they did what they had to do, but it's kind of like it was safe, it was I don't know. I'm still kind of curious to see if they can continue on and do something more or do something more interesting, but it sounds like this is the sound they want to go with, so I'm very
this is
curious. This is it, people. No,
welcome to your plateau.
No, not plateau, but
they've been on a plateau though, you gotta admit.
I don't know, it's just like they had so much promise and stuff like that, and then I just don't know what's next, but they're doing really well overseas and in Japan and stuff like that, so I don't know. I hear they sell out arenas in Japan, and
I feel like it doesn't take much to sell out arenas in Japan.
Damn.
It really
it's
doesn't.
Definitely that Big Bang, YG, they open for Big Bang's tours, they definitely got some help from that for sure.
I always tell myself, if Alyssa Milano could have a top 10 single in Japan.
Alyssa Milano. Oh my gosh, the Charmed actress.
Yeah, she had a hit single. So
wow.
That's like a fact I never forgot. I think I learned that fact a freaking decade ago.
Amazing.
Or something, and it's always stuck with me. So that's my standard
for the
Japanese music industry.
Well, they're really loyal. I have heard that. They're if you can gain some footing in the Japanese market, they're really loyal, which is why so many groups, even if they're maybe not their hottest in Korea, they still do so well in Japan.
I will say the Japanese are much more I think, open to different acts.
Yeah.
So they have a very diverse, industry.
Well,
so.
yeah, and it's a huge industry. It's the second biggest market. They've been a little more internationally minded for a while, so it's very, it's interesting for sure. Vancity K-pop also wrote that this comeback by 17 cemented them as a group to stan. They were always talented, but don't want to cry. Tipped the scale. Hashtag K-stop on Twitter. And yeah, I'm just been so fascinated by, I don't know if anyone else saw this, but like I was looking at when the first week's numbers came out about 17, I was reading they had the 10th largest first week album sales for a boy band like ever in Korea with this most recent album.
Oh, wow.
I know. Okay. Isn't that crazy? Like, I did not think they were at that level. I mean, granted, when you have 13 versions of the same album, you know, it's bound to help you. But but I was just like, wow, that really puts them up with, Super Junior and EXO and BTS and things like that. So I was really shocked to hear that.
So this is, you're saying, out of releases, not out of artists.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Like if you could, the 9 biggest boy band albums that had the biggest first week sales, 17 now has the 10th biggest. And I don't know if any girl groups snuck into the overall top 10, but like we all know boy bands sell a ton of albums. So that was very crazy to me. And I'm glad it's getting such a big response. I mean, clearly we were saying it was a different feel. And
I'm still listening to it.
Me
so
too.
It's on my daily rotation.
I love it. And I love, what's the one? I really like the Going Swimming song.
Okay,
the whistle one. It's so good. And then, just also want to highlight some comments we got. Our discussion about BTS winning at the Billboard Music Awards. Billboard. We were saying how, it kind of led into this larger conversation about like certain fans not being happy about things, or certain people taking, whatever success they were having and kind of saying it's not fair or not representative of the overall K-pop community, or people, slandering them for doing well. And like, we were just kind of saying like, oh my gosh, like, like it's rising tides, like, as a rising tide lifts all ships, like this is good ultimately for like K-pop in general. And we got some really good responses from this Rushina B, who's at Rushina B on Twitter. She wrote, just finished listening to the show. You were spot on about how some K-pop fans are never satisfied. Hashtag K-stop.
Oh yeah, I think a couple people did have comments on that, even though it wasn't, the focus of our conversation. It did come up. Yeah,
or it kind of like that was sort of the read between the lines message. So yeah, we're really happy that you guys picked up on how we were feeling. And I've like kind of felt like there's been a lot of just like a lot of really weird comments about like if the media is focusing on BTS right now, that could be bad for K-pop, or like that it's not representative of K-pop, or people aren't showing the overall scene of K-pop love. But like I just don't believe that. I just really do believe it's like it's literally shown in the numbers that like after Gangnam Style and Psy, which people I would argue is way more different than what people think of as K-pop than BTS is, but like the YouTube numbers of K-pop like videos, like I think like quadrupled like worldwide.
I just don't even see how BTS is an inaccurate portrayal of or like K-pop, or what's trendy, or what's
or an unfair look at it, because like, and I know I think we get the sense, especially because we're in America, that their international popularity is probably bigger than their actual popularity in Korea or maybe Asia, but like they're doing so well overall, like you cannot knock that. And then there was a really nice quote this came from Daniel Van Woeren, who was at Yeller Van, who quoted a little something I said during our little discussion. She wrote, quote, "That's why we have this podcast, to give a voice to something that we don't see having a voice." At Jeff Benjamin. Hand clap emoji, heart emoji. Thank you for hashtag K-stop. And I want to thank you for that comment, because yes, this is exactly what we're doing. I thought it was interesting that we saw so many media reports about BTS in America, so many people kind of jumping on this bandwagon, that we saw so many, there was obviously a lot of hype, a lot of excitement about them, but like yo, guys, we've been doing this since the beginning, that we knew this stuff. We know this stuff is big. We know it's important. We want to talk to you about it. That's why we're here. So thank you so much for those really heartwarming, awesome comments. Don't forget, I'm at Jeff__Benjamin on Twitter.
And I'm at Hey_Tina with 3 A's.
Yes, and you can always leave a comment on Fuse.tv. All those good things. But before we get into this week's releases, we also, of course, need to check out who won last week's poll. Like we were talking about, talked about Dean and Sid's Love, Icons, Bling Bling, and B-Day, and 17's Don't Wanna Cry. Both of us gave our vote to 17, and
did they win?
They were the winners.
Yay.
With 53% of the votes. Icon came in second with 27% of the votes, and
Sid and Dean. Well,
Sid and Dean, 20%.
That's still pretty respectable.
For sure. So thank you guys as always for voting and leaving comments. So I say we just get right into it now. Who's first on our list this week, Tina?
Let's get into a single that you were really excited about, or you are excited about, Astro's Baby.
Oh, yes, I am actually really excited for this one. Not actually. Yeah, Astro. They are back.
It's their 4th mini album, correct? It's called Dream Part 1.
Something, yeah.
So I'm assuming there's going to be a follow-up release very soon. But last time we talked about them, was it the school one?
They had a lot of school.
There was one where it was was it the one where I thought it was kind of like Prince of Tennis? I made that comment, and then you were like, "What's Prince of Tennis?"
It was like was it Breathless or Summer Vibes or something like that?
Weren't they on a tennis court?
I can't. Yeah, something like that.
I mean, I don't think either of us liked it very much.
I think. Yeah. I mean, yeah. They were kind of in this. Well, yeah. I think the background story is that like Astro they did these releases all about the seasons and stuff like that, and they were very.
Winter Story was one.
Yeah, it was very youthful, very youth oriented, very yeah, and then that was like one chapter of them, and now they've come back with this sort of dream that seems like it's also going to have multiple parts to it.
They really like their sequential albums or their themed albums.
They really do, but yeah, I mean, I'll just say right off the back is that if they keep up with this style and this feel, I will not be unhappy because I really like this. Yeah, I don't know what exactly I was expecting or something like that, because I think, I knew that they were really energetic, really like youthful, I knew they were great dancers and really like good performers, because those videos, even though they leaned a little more on like, fun and, playful and adolescent, I still knew they were really, really talented. But this, I think, just brought it to like a new level for me. I think the song is really fresh sounding. I really like maybe not fresh is the best word, but like I think it's really a nice sound.
It is very vibrant and
I like the
perky.
synth pop feel of it all. It feels like a bit of a it's a sleek kind of pop song. You don't think it's a
little too bubblegummy?
I don't think it's too bubblegummy personally. I feel like I enjoyed it a lot. I don't know.
I feel like it's a little bubblegummy for a boy group.
Really? Well, that's the thing, is that this is how I also felt too, is that while watching the music video too, I got the feel that things were, once again, very effervescent, very, very bubbly, very, happy, colorful, but it didn't feel as like, oh, these are literal middle schoolers, like this
for
time.
Sure.
Like this time the things just looked a little sleeker. They were playing a lot with like this rainbow aesthetic, which I liked. But it was still all like soda pop and like they were very. I keep saying this word like youthful, but like it felt a little more mature. It felt like the next step up, and I'm like, okay, this is a progression.
They're in high school now.
They have gone. Maybe they're even in like junior college.
I don't know, like. The song, it was fine. I didn't dislike it, but it was a little generic for me. But it definitely is a step up from what I heard from them before, which I guess is a good thing.
Yeah. Yes.
It is a good thing.
That's exactly how I feel too.
Yeah. I will say I was very, very impressed by their very in sync choreography.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah. So, and I don't know, like. I don't really mind the rainbow concept, but I do think it was a little bit cheesy. It was a little too overdone where here's, each of us has one color.
Yeah.
And then there's a menu, and then each color has these traits.
Right.
And then we're each placed in a room of that color.
Until they mix it up at the end.
And then we all wear clothing reflecting that color. And it was very like, this is my color.
Maybe it's because I love rainbow things. I don't know why. Or like Rainbow the group.
Definitely executed a lot better than that. What was that horrific video we watched where it was just paint splattering everywhere? That girl group.
Oh my gosh. Oh my girl.
Oh my girl. Yeah, that was so.
This is so rude. Do not slander Oh my girl.
So they definitely
Astro.
They definitely harnessed the concept of colors a lot more.
Okay. Yeah.
In a more sleek manner than that other production.
A production.
So, but yeah, I thought it was cute. It definitely stood out, and I think just sonically, it wasn't. It didn't blow me away, but it was fine. It was catchy enough that I'd probably bump it again if I'm cleaning my house, which is it's a pretty high honor to be bumped to or to be included.
How messy is your house that you're always cleaning it, Tina?
I will say I haven't cleaned it in a minute, so I might, have an updated cleaning playlist. But I've definitely heard other people say that too, where
I definitely
you need a kind of rhythm for cleaning your house.
I do that when I do the dishes, because I don't have a dishwasher. So
because it means that it's music that you can kind of zone out to, but it's energetic enough that you can still be productive to it.
Yeah, no, totally. I see what you're saying. All right.
But so which color? Did you look at the menu at all? It was a split
Oh, you know
second.
what? That's the thing is that I was watching it on like the treadmill at the gym, and like I was like, oh, I need to go back to that. And I just couldn't stop it.
A lot of it was kind of similar. They were all positive. The green one, of course, was all like youthful, whatever. Like I was like, that's not me. It was very kind of nature, youthful, and whatever. But I guess if I had to pick, I would pick the red one, both the menu and the room, because I was thinking which room would each of us prefer to be in.
Oh,
but I picked the red one because
what would you pick?
Well,
for
that
me?
one was like, I don't know. I feel like you would probably be. You seem like a yellow person.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say yellow. I'm like just turned on the music video to try to find this.
You seem like you'd be yellow, like more carefree.
Yay, good.
But
hopefully
the blue one seemed cool too, but I don't know if it seemed like you would just lay in that tub of plastic balls all day. I just like didn't know what you would do in that room. Whereas the red room seemed like you could do more things. He was cooking, he was frying an egg.
Yeah.
Probably close to the barware and the stemware.
I see what you're doing
there. It kind of resembled a bar counter. I'm just kidding. But
Oh, I found the list. Okay, so red, energy, passion, warm, love. I'd say that's you. Orange is cheerful, lively, jolly. Oh yeah, that works.
But see, that seemed like you could be that too, but I just don't remember the orange room.
Yellow is hopeful, happy, delightful, joyful.
Oh, that's you too.
Aw. Green, yes, stable, youth, natural, healing power. Whoa.
Blue but now we're getting into just like superhero territory. Yeah. So it's like
blue is about being fine and healthy. Interesting. And then purple.
But that doesn't seem like blue to me. Blue seems very zen though to me.
Yeah. I can't even read the purple one. It's too blurry.
Yeah.
But
so I thought that was cool that they had descriptions to kind of match your color.
Oh God.
We always make fun of that term in K-pop, but it applies here.
It totally does. Yeah.
And it makes more sense.
It does.
To use it in this respect.
It certainly does. Oh man, I can't read the purple one. So unfortunate. Yeah, no, it was but what was up with that like pink nail or something? Do you remember like it was supposed to be like a point of view shot. There's always this pink.
Oh, wasn't that the straw?
Oh, it's
was that not the straw? I will say it didn't look like the straw.
Oh my God, I thought it was some hoochie nail or something. Some hoochie mama nail.
I thought it was something like dirty at first. I didn't know what that was.
It definitely is a straw, and it's nice that it's not.
I definitely didn't notice it was a straw until the ending shot because they showed in the beginning and the end. The beginning, I was like, "What is that?"
Oh my God, I was like, "What is this creepy nail that I cannot?"
I will say that wasn't well angled or
not well angled out. They needed to just bring it back a little bit. Oh, the yellow one's cute. Yeah, because like he does like, he has his guitar.
Yeah.
He's very playful and fun.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll accept myself as yellow. Yeah, you guys should tell us which ones you guys connected with most, because these are so fun.
Yeah, I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, the green one's so sporty. Who's the one who does like the like like almost like the ninja like dancing at one point?
That was actually in the blue
room,
but
right.
I feel like there were 2 different blue rooms.
I think you're right.
Unless they just showed one. Maybe the blue room was huge and only showed one side with a bathtub and one side with the boxing ring or something.
Yeah, right. Unless that's the purple room. I can't tell.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. So it was more violet, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I thought I liked the green room vibe. How
the green
there
room
was
had a cool
basketball,
vibe.
but still kind of like naturey.
Yeah, I like the orange one because it had a trampoline, but that's about it.
Oh, now I remember. Yeah, I didn't like that one. Trampolines kind of scare me. They make me nervous.
Really?
Yeah.
I smashed my nose on a trampoline once.
There you go.
Yeah, and I still love them though, because I wanted to prove to my brothers I could beat them and crack the egg, and I cracked my nose instead.
Oh.
Fun fact: my nose would be straight if it weren't.
You're like, I'll
looking
show
at my nose.
you.
I did. I had to. That's in my nature to just prove to everyone.
God.
And instead, I cracked my nose open. Fun fact of the day. So let's. All right, so Astro, let us know your inner colors. Who is your inner color member of Astro?
So it seems like I like the visuals a lot more.
Yeah, I like the song too, I gotta say. I mean, I'm really, and I really do love the choreography. I thought they looked so good during it, and that room is really cool looking too. All right, we've exhausted Astro at this point. Okay, and all their music videos.
Let's move to another boy band.
Let's.
A veteran boy band.
Yes, veteran rookies.
Highlight is back with
Highlight.
actually a quicker follow-up to, the previous releases than I thought they would. Well, I guess their debut mini album, right?
Yeah, if you want to call it that. Yes.
Oh,
it's.
I guess.
Highlight, formerly known as Beast.
But yeah, I feel like we really liked their Please Don't Be Sad video. That song really grew on me, at least.
And the whole EP. We really loved
the whole EP is really solid, as
that.
well as their ballad.
The ballad I love, yeah.
So, excuse me, they're back with a repackaged version of that album called Calling You. And they have 2 new singles, 2 new tracks, if you will. Calling You, which is the title track, and then the secondary song is Sleep Tight, which is a slower, obviously a more mellow song. Calling You is, I guess, mid-tempo-ish.
Yeah.
A little bit quicker. I don't even know how to get into the song. It's not my favorite. I feel like it's I like the music video. I feel like the song itself is a little boring.
It's got a nice melody. I don't hate it certainly, but I also am not. I'm not as impressed or as taken aback by.
Yeah.
Like I usually am with like Beast highlight stuff.
Yeah, I just feel like for a repackaged version of something, the new material should stand out more, and I feel like this is definitely a filler track for me.
Yeah, it feels a little secondary to the other tracks. I would agree with that 100%.
But I will say I like the lyrics and the content of the song. But what's weird is that the lyrics are very actually sad and heartbreaking because I think everyone can kind of relate to this to an extent where you or it doesn't have to be a relationship. You end whatever you had with somebody and you can't move past it. So your way of trying to move past this is to numb it and to not think about it. So it ties into the music video where you see them at, I forget the actual term for it, but I think there is a term for those kind of outdoor spots in Korea where you can just drink soju and eat like tteokbokki and snacks. But it's like a place where it's super cheap and you just you're out in basically either like a courtyard or just on a street. It's almost like a pop-up street side thing, very, very casual. But I forget the name, but everyone knows what I'm talking about. So there's an ajima serving street side vendor food. So, and you see them in the video trying to just drink the pain away essentially, and like they're trying to keep themselves preoccupied so they don't think about this person. And so I think like the content of the song is very relatable, but it's weird because the actual production of it, you wouldn't think that's what they're talking about. The production's almost a little like, it's almost a little too lighthearted sounding.
Oh, yeah. That's
I
a
don't
good way to
know.
put it. No, I agree, because it's very, like, easy listening.
Yeah.
Almost to the point that you're like, oh, wait, this is, like, a really sad topic.
Yeah.
Which I guess is actually kind of an interesting juxtaposition
Yeah.
if you think about that. But, yeah, I don't know. It just, I mean, it's doing well on the charts from what I checked before, and it's doing well in, like, Korean charts. So, you know, I kind of had this feeling that, because I was like, oh, I wonder if, like, you know, what if Please Don't Be Sad was just like an anomaly, you know, and like people aren't going to be feeling highlight anymore. But this seems to be doing well. And like, I don't know, like they continue, even though I think the song feels a little secondary, like I think they still are doing, it still feels what we were saying like that last time, like it feels like this new group, like once again, like every time I look at them, I'm like, oh, they look so much more mature, and like, you know, like they like just have this sort of new energy about them. And like, I loved the, or I thought it was like probably one of the most relatable moments I've ever seen in a K-pop video, when I think was it Yosub, or I'm not sure, I forget who it was exactly, but they're posing by all those signs, those neon signs, and it says like, yes, you're right. And it was it said like calling you, but it also said like sadness comes at night, 24/7, lonely. And I was just like, oh gosh, I was like, this is hitting me. I was
exactly, yeah. And like you see Doojun, you know, he's always the businessman. They always put him in a suit because he just looks good in a suit.
Right.
He's very stoic looking. So he's drinking soju, clearly trying to, you know, not think about the girl. And then in the beginning, when his, I'm assuming, colleagues want to call it a night, he's like, no, don't leave. And like everyone's had that. You're like, no, one more drink, because you're having a good time, you know, talking about everything but that person, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I thought that was really relatable. He was trying to distract himself with more work, with more filing more papers, doing stuff more at work.
I like Dongwoon as the jock.
Oh my god, yeah. That jacket I thought was everything. I love when they take distinctly American concepts and they just throw them into like their K-pop videos, and as if it's totally normal.
Right.
Like they don't have varsity jackets like that. They don't have Letterman jackets. Come on.
Also, like, yes, like, you know, a band wouldn't have it. Like, there was nothing like sporty about it.
Right.
You know, even though it very much had that varsity, you know, feel to it with the letters and everything. I loved that.
I will say, despite, because the video felt very random at times, but it was, I still kind of felt like it tied together.
Yeah.
If that made sense. I don't know. I guess it comes with the territory of each member having their own separate kind of storyline in the video. Like the members don't really come together until they do that awkward dance scene.
I know,
where I was like, what is happening right now?
I didn't really like that part either.
Yeah, but before that they're all in their own, immersed in their own worlds, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know. Like, sometimes I wish they would mix it up a little bit with who does what. Like, Doojun always does, like, the boring businessman look. And then Yosub is always kind of, like, the boyish, unassuming guy.
Right. Wasn't he, like, playing video games? In the
he had, like, glasses, looking
something?
really nerdy.
Yeah.
Junhyung is usually either, like, the bad boy, or he looks like he just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and you know, like my other critique of it was that like there's like some not great lip syncing at times. Like I was just like,
really?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone caught on to this, but like there were some time, like I remember at one point, like Dongwoon was in the telephone booth and just like seemed like something was off with the lip syncs, or Doojun, I think also had like some struggling like lip sync moments. I was just like, what's going on with it? It makes me wonder like maybe something happened in production or like with the song, or maybe it changed. Maybe I'm just.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that.
I just thought they were like some struggle. I was like, wait a minute. I like can't tell if like he's not, if he's supposed to be talking or like singing the song.
Okay, yeah.
But. Yeah. In any case, that was my only other critique.
Yeah.
I mostly liked the video, and the song, while it felt a little secondary, was still a.
I feel like the video more or less was an extension of the Please Don't Be Sad aesthetic.
Oh,
You know, with
yeah.
the neon, the pops of color. I like that they didn't overdo the signage. It came in, you know, sporadic moments, which I liked, and
Right.
it didn't become overly cheesy. So,
Exactly.
did you get a chance to listen to Sleep Tight?
I can't remember. I thought I did, but now I can't remember if I did. Is it very
It's
like
not,
slow?
It's not super slow, but I don't really like it.
Was it not very
It's
memorable?
kind of cheesy.
I
don't know.
I'll have to. I'm pretty sure while I was actually cleaning my room this weekend, I was listening to a bunch of new music.
Really? Yeah.
And yeah, I can't. If that says anything, I can't even remember if I listened to it or not because I thought I did.
Yeah, I will say this repackage wasn't really necessary, but
Hey, they need some songs to play at KCON.
Oh,
They're coming in a month or less than a month.
Yeah.
So they gotta get some
That's
some singles out there. I still wonder if they're gonna play Beast music, but that's neither here nor there.
I feel like they should because I feel like most of their fans know them from Beast.
Yeah, and anyone's allowed to cover music, you know, in a live venue. You know, like they're not like, yeah, it's interesting.
And it wouldn't be difficult to just sing over Hyungsung's part.
Or cut them out entirely. No, just kidding.
But but
no, fascinating.
discussion.
Well, highlight. We'll just say welcome back.
Right. Yeah. Good attempt.
But last, we will. Well, it's lots of Sistar talk, but yeah, we're gonna have we'll spend this part of the portion of the program reviewing Sistar's farewell single. Goodbye. I mean, not
Lonely.
goodbye. Lonely.
He's like goodbye.
That was the 21 song. It makes sense, but it's called Lonely. Yeah, and just, you know, I mean, I think I don't know. I'll say like it's a nice song. It's a lovely song. It's, you know, there's some really nice vocal moments, but like I don't know. It's not. I would say it's not really a Sistar song.
Yeah.
Which is a little
I agree.
disappointing when you think about it. It's their farewell single. And I know it's like supposed to be different or not so happy, but I don't know. I don't know why. I was kind of hoping like it'd be like one last like summery fun single.
One last summer punch.
One last hurrah.
And it was going into June too. It was the perfect opportunity. No, I agree. And I realized I actually yawned right when you said that, and that was not on purpose. That was not on purpose.
Damn.
I think the song was nice. It definitely felt I don't want to say underwhelming, but I will say from the teaser photos, which were very breezy, very summery, it seemed like it would be a bit. I didn't expect something like Touch My Body that was super bright and bubbly,
No.
but I do feel like because they have been labeled as the summery girl group that it would feel more appropriate to leave on that note.
Right.
And you can do it in a way where you still express, you know, sadness or that you're going to miss someone, but still keep it on brand.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't know. I feel like this fit them better than the 21's Goodbye song, which I still don't really like.
I like that song.
I do feel like I like that they showed themselves going to various international locations and sticking together as a group and keeping it more kind of nostalgia based rather than sadness.
Where were they? Were they in Las Vegas?
I thought they were in Vegas, but then they were also in Paris, right? Because I thought
was that Paris? I couldn't tell if that was just like a fake.
Right.
If that was like the
They're
Vegas.
definitely in Vegas.
But also, did I see they were in like China at one point?
Yes,
too?
yeah, they were definitely. I think they were on the mainland because based on the characters, they weren't traditional characters.
Right.
So at first, I thought it was Hong Kong, but maybe it was the mainland. So
Does
I can't
China
tell.
have like a Las Vegas thing where they also recreated like the Paris Tower and everything? Okay, so then it was. So that was Vegas. Yeah, I mean, you know, like they I almost thought that was almost kind of like a touch to their Alone video, which was filmed in Vegas, and then I don't know. I can't remember if they filmed a video in China or not, but they also, I mean, that last comeback, I like that was kind of like, I thought that was supposed to be like Chinese inspired. I could be wrong, but or like Chinese film or however you want to call it. But yeah, I don't know. Like on one, it was nice, and it was great to see them interact and seeming like they actually like each other. It wasn't such a, so sad, such a sad farewell.
Oh no, they were definitely wanting to remind fans that they are a group and they'll always see each other as they will always be a quartet.
Yeah.
And I like this. I kind of like the scenes, or not just the scenes, but the whole concept of not really, what's the word? That I like that they shined on mundane moments where they were just sitting in the hallway and just kind of hanging out
with each other,
and kind of running around. It looked like they were like touring a city, like what you do when you go out with girlfriends and you're just kind of seeing the sights, hanging out and enjoying each other's company. And I think that not enough girl groups highlight that.
Yeah, or like that fun side, that they all have with each other. No, for sure, I agree with that.
And they're strolling the streets, fixing each other's hair or whatnot.
I know, and I'm always so skeptical. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is all for the camera. But like, I don't know. I really did believe it. I believe that they like actually genuinely enjoyed each other.
Yeah, they're a group whose image never seemed fake when it came to intergroup relationships and how they treated each other. So that's why I was confused when you were like, oh, Tiara seems like they really like each other. I'm like, they seem like the complete opposite of Sistar.
I don't know. Maybe you're right. Yeah, I mean, and maybe like that's the idea, is that like, because they were saying, we'll get into like Sistar is also our Sistar memory discussion is also our deep cut for this week. But like they said, they were basically saying that like, they want to leave on like sort of this high note or whatever. They'd rather leave instead of, when things might have gotten rougher, tougher, things like that, which I think is interesting that they, I don't think the last comeback was their grandest comeback ever, but like, they're still definitely at the, towards the top. They're up there. So I think it's like, it almost felt like, like instead of like, they were just pushing time only to disband, like sort of unceremoniously. Maybe they're like, okay, we're going to do this right. We're going to do this while things are still happy. We're going to do things right.
While we're not still struggling for view counts.
Yeah.
A lot of, I know this is different, but a lot of athletes also have that same way of thinking, rather than playing themselves to death where they are on their last ligament.
Sure.
And averaging, 3.6 points per game and half an assist. They're like, let me just retire now while my numbers are still decent and people still, I'm still pretty relevant. Yeah. But I have been playing a very long time, had a very illustrious career, and I feel like I'm kind of over it. And, there's nowhere to go but down from here. And like, let me just retire now.
Right.
Not saying that Sistar, they were on the downhill, slope or anything, but it does seem like they've put out more or less things on a similar scale since they debuted, and it's like you could kind of feel that Hyorin was moving apart from the group, and she's always done a lot of solo things, but she's done a lot of solo things in the past few months.
Yeah.
And
Dawson's doing a lot of acting.
Yeah, you can kind of sense when groups are kind of being pulled in other career directions. Yeah. So yeah, it definitely didn't come as a surprise, but in terms of this song in particular, it wasn't their top-notch summer loving you single.
Definitely not.
But I think it definitely encompassed their love for each other as a group.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice, song, and I was happy that like, there was still like a rap from Bora and things like that. I don't know. The only thing that just kind of like threw me off was that at the very end, the English part, with time, everything will be forgotten, and so will you.
That's
what's really sad.
It was a little eerie.
Yeah, I was just like.
It was very unsistar-like.
It was very unsistar-like, and I was like, are they speaking to us? Are they speaking to themselves? Are they speaking to? Is this actually a love? Is it more of a love song than we realize?
The song itself, the lyrics are definitely, I feel like, more of a love song.
Yeah. I couldn't
but
find
it was also spoken at the very end when they were smiling as a group.
Yeah, like I was just kind of like, this is very odd. It like threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like, yeah, and I think it's Hyorin saying that at the end, and I was just kind of like, what? I was like, I don't know. It's just, it seemed a bit. I
feel it was out of place.
Yeah, like I don't know who like exactly approved it, but like, you know, or maybe they thought it was like the touching ending it needed, but like it's just a little jarring.
It was a little eerie.
What the lyrics are about feeling lonely with a lover, and that's why you have to move along, or what are the lyrics about? If you remember.
I like already forgot.
Sorry. Like lonely my heart, I just see a lot of like.
Yeah, I mean, when I was reading it, it was definitely more of a relationship kind of.
No, that makes
vibe.
sense. Yeah, and I remember that Hyorin put out one of her solo singles was called "Lonely" too. I don't know why I was expecting.
Oh yeah.
Lonely heart, lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, interesting choice, but
the girls looked beautiful though.
Yeah, they look good. They looked, you know, it kind of felt like the last hurrah, you know, together, and you know, I'm not unhappy about it, but
yeah, I love that scene when Hyorin first stepped out into the middle of the street, and I thought, based on that scene, I thought the video was gonna be a bit more cinematic.
Oh, me too. Or I thought it was gonna be much more moody, you know.
Yeah, like and it definitely wasn't, but that shot was dope. And I thought like the beach, having fun on the beach, that was very them. So at least there was a beach.
Thank goodness there was a beach. Yeah. No, I agree. It was it was a perfectly adequate goodbye single. I thought it was, you know, it doesn't leave things bitter or, you know, sad or anything like that. So yeah, I thought it worked.
Indeed.
Where does this like rank on, you know, Sistar's?
Oh, low.
Really? What's the best Sistar single though? Or maybe we should save this for later.
Should we save that for the deep cut?
Right, let's save that.
Let's do that. Let's take a 3-minute break to discuss charts.
A 3-minute chart break. Yes. Okay. Yes. As always, we do every episode. We check out the top 5 K-pop songs on US iTunes right now. And coming in at number 5 this week is, well, we're not going to stop talking about them yet. It is Sistar with Lonely. Starting at number 5 this week. Number 4, just like every week, BTS Not Today. Number 3, Baby by Astro.
Oh,
so that's interesting that they're doing well. And their album actually is selling like decently for a K-pop album. So that's good. Number 2 is Signal by Twice.
Oh, okay.
Signal Pune. And then number 1, I think for the second week in a row, Don't Wanna Cry by 17.
Woo! Still such a jam.
Oh, the Chainsmokers are shaking in their boots.
Shook.
They are shook. Chainsmokers are shooketh. All righty. Well,
that was a nice break.
That was a
Back
lovely
to
break.
Sistar.
Okay, now back to Sistar. Well, yes, we want to kind of, you know, take some time to, share memories of them. I talk about them and talk about, you know, this 7-year curse that seems to be hitting all these girl groups. Like, But yes, let's just get. Well, so I'll continue with that question. What is your favorite? What is the best Sistar song in your opinion?
I think I like this song more for nostalgia factor. I like Shady Girl off of, I love that song. I thought that was a very, what's wrong with it?
I think it's probably their worst song.
What?
Yeah, it's just so like.
But that was like one of their first really like great poppy hits. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like really unremarkable when you think about like.
Really?
Are we thinking of the same song? It's just like so. It's like it's laid back, which I mean, Sistar is like really fun pop music, but like when you're thinking about all their music, I would say that is by far like the worst.
I don't know if we're thinking of the same one.
It was their second single, I think, overall. Yeah, I totally know what you're talking about.
I love that song.
I don't know.
I think that was when I decided to be a fan of theirs, because their first single, Push Push, I did not like.
Push Push Baby.
Like that just sounded really cheap.
I mean, it did, but it was like at least it had like a little more personality than.
I'm not having this discussion with
Oh
you.
my gosh!
No, no,
I
no.
mean,
Shady Girl is hands down. Like I actually really like that whole mini album. It's really good.
okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, judging you secretly in Spanish. But I don't know. I mean, I just think, well, on the completely other end of the spectrum, I'm still like, I think I know what like my favorite one is. I think it has to be "Touch My Body,"
Right.
because I just think
You
that
do
song
like
is
that
just
song.
so encompassing of them. But like, also, it's just like, it's just so, I don't know, just so that. Did I already say that? That's so encompassing of them. Yeah.
Yes.
It's just, but it's just like it was trendy, but not like, not so kitschy, or like, it had this like "Touch My Body," but like it didn't. It felt empowering and sexy, but not too sexual or not too much like clonking you over the head with. You're like, remember the "Shake It" song? Like I thought "Shake It" was a little hokey and a little too
Yeah.
like like the hokey pokey, but like I don't know. I just thought "Touch My Body" was just like just
Also,
so
Touch My
them.
Body just sounded like it should be included in like a water park commercial. It really sounded
Yes.
straight up summer.
I really did. And on the other end of the spectrum though, I really think Alone is just
Alone,
like
yeah.
a stunning song.
That was, I feel like, a really career milestone for them. It was where
Yeah.
a lot of people realized they have other tricks up their sleeves.
Yeah.
They can do a darker sound too.
Right. They're not just like these peppy
Yeah, and that was a
cheerleaders.
very sultry, sexy song. The
Yeah.
color, I remember the black and red. It
Oh,
was just
yeah,
like
everyone does.
striking.
Right.
That's definitely, yeah, that ranks up there in like probably like top 3 or 5 for me.
Yeah. Love that
I
song. It was like an
also-
underrated song too, I
Yeah,
think
definitely. What other song? I also really, well, obviously we talked about Loving You.
Yeah, that one is just also. I mean, it's almost on the verge of too bubblegum, but like
Yeah.
it's still so good. Like
Yes, so
I just cannot say
so
it enough
perfect.
about it.
I really like the song Hot Place,
Hot Place.
which was not, I don't think it was a group. I think it was just Sister 19.
Oh, we should.
And
talk
it was
about
with
Sister
Brave
19.
Sound. But the song itself isn't remarkable, but I just think it fit the two of them really well. Because Bora had her rapping, was more equal.
Yeah.
And that was also very kind of summery and edgy. So I like that song.
It's called Hot Plate.
Hot
I need
Place.
to listen to
Place.
this.
Place.
Oh, Hot Place.
Hot Plate. Yes.
Take
Give
this
me
hot plate.
Give me that, that frozen, burrito that I'm going to cook on my hot plate.
Those are some
Plate.
hot lyrics. I love it. That is
God.
amazing. Hot Place. Okay, great. You never know with K-pop. Let's be honest. But
I would die if they dropped a song called Hot Plate.
Hot Plate.
And they're in their college dorm rooms
Oh,
with
gosh.
their illegal hot plates.
Oh yeah, I definitely had an illegal one or two.
Yeah, they actually said on the dorm list, like, you cannot bring hot plates.
Yeah, I definitely
because you're
had
gonna burn
one.
your room down.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, I definitely had one or two.
I'm sad they didn't do a hot plate concert.
Amazing. Yeah, I just I mean Sister 19 too. I feel like like My Boy became like one of their like signature songs.
Oh,
I
can we
feel
talk
like.
about the? Oh, I guess we just
We gotta
talk about
everything.
Sister.
with that.
Yeah, Sister 19 was the shit.
Yeah.
My Boy, and I know My Boy 2 is not everyone's favorite, and it was just Hyunbin on that one.
I like that song.
My Boy 2 was dope.
Remember My Boy 3? With
I also
Nana?
I love that one.
I love that one too.
I love that whole EP.
Yeah. Well, and then
I fucking love Electro Boy. Separate conversation, but
oh yeah, what happened to them? Did Brave Brothers just forget about
I
them?
don't know.
So sad.
They did have a comeback, and it just wasn't good. So
Oh, sad. Well, also, what's it called? The Gone Not Around Any Longer song by Sister 19. That second single that they did. It's
I
like
don't know if I
really
even remember that
Oh
one.
my gosh, I think that song is like stunning. Like
Yeah.
probably one of the best, definitely one of the best K-pop songs of that year. I think that was 2014. And it was like this
okay.
huge hit, and like it was so weird because it's like, why does this subunit have like such a big song?
yeah.
But like it did so well, and like I just remember, and I remember like it had this really cool choreography where like they're sort of like sliding on the clear table. It was
Okay.
such a cool idea, and like everything, it was such a big hit, and I was just like, wow, like this could have been the like Sistar single, but
right.
It
I
wasn't.
forgot to mention, I actually forgot about this album, but the Give It To Me album, that was the
Yeah.
full length one.
Right.
That's an album where you can just play and you don't have, there's no skippable tracks, in my opinion. It's just a very cohesive album that I feel like was really kind of, I don't want to repeat the word you use, but encompasses their sound.
Yeah, you know what? I did not love that single, I'll say. Like,
Oh, the single? Yeah.
it was like, it just felt a little lackluster to
Right.
me. It felt a little like, a little hokey once again.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it just had this, and then they redeemed themselves with Touch My Body.
Also,
after
the
that.
cover of the album looks like a Korean period drama poster.
Yeah,
Does it not?
I don't really like it.
Does
Yeah,
it not? Here, look.
I'm looking at it, girl.
Look.
I know. It's like, I know. It just looks like, or I remember like the whole like
Looks like
burlesque.
scandal drama.
Yeah, like it's just like, it didn't really fit them.
It
I
didn't
felt
fit.
like.
It definitely didn't
And
fit
I didn't
them,
like the
yeah.
whole like burlesque magic feel to it all.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just felt too hokey to me, and I don't really
Yeah,
like
the
that song.
concept definitely, it didn't hit the mark, but
Yeah.
the album itself I really, really enjoyed.
That song
and,
grew on me, though.
So I know you love Touch My Body, but the intro track to that album, wow. I love that, and I'm so sad that that is not a complete song. I wish they would just
Really?
complete that damn song.
You know what song I wish they asked the intro song to the Give It To Me album, or to the
Miss Sistar?
yeah. I don't know why I'm obsessed with
Yeah.
that song. I probably
They
listen
do
to that
make
more than
good
Give It To Me.
intros, I would say.
I know, like what the heck is up with these intros that like we're
Yeah.
obsessed with? I don't know. I love it.
And I know that we said Insane Love, the most recent release, wasn't the greatest.
Oh right.
But the one with I Like That, but I Like That grew on me. And the song Yeah, I like on that album. It's
Ooh.
obviously very kind of like summery, chanty.
Mm.
It
I need
fits
to
them,
listen
I
to that.
guess.
I need to listen to this.
Yeah, they have a really solid catalog. It's
They
something that you can just
do.
play on shuffle, and there aren't going to be too many tracks that come up on shuffle and you're going to be like, what the hell is this? Everything's always very on brand and cohesive for them.
Right. Well, and that's the thing is that like I think it took like a moment for them to kind of maybe figure out exactly where they were going or whatever. Like, because at first it was just like it was very like Brave Brothers synth, club music, or like kind of this like they reference themselves a lot in their earlier songs. Like they like always sing about being like the mighty Sistar and things like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And I was just like, okay, this needs to calm down a little. But ultimately,
I still remember that.
like they just like did that a lot at the beginning.
Yeah,
I
it was
like,
a little basic.
I was like, who is gonna
Mighty
connect with this?
Sister, like, what are you saying? Yeah.
What are you saying, girls?
Yeah.
But no, yeah, like like ultimately they just really found their footing. They were like right up there. I mean, I just remember talking to like people in Korea and Billboard Korea. They're like, oh yeah, Sistar is like everywhere in Korea. Like they, even though they like weren't never hit like Girls' Generation 21 sort of like international fanaticism.
Right.
Like these girls were still, I feel like they endorsed everything.
I was
They were
gonna
like,
say
oh,
it helps that they have a ton of CF deals, and they're and a lot of people like really appreciated their look and their aesthetic and their bodies, and they were one of the earlier female acts that really kind of, what's the word, kind of really were unapologetic about how curvy they are, because like Hyoling's really curvy.
yeah,
For a girl in K-pop, and they weren't shy about showing off their assets, and they did it in a way that was still tasteful, and I just
exactly.
I feel like they really were the whole package for me. So.
Yeah, no, I think there were so many good things like they just represented like a lot of awesome. They represent shaking up the status quo. Like they weren't from a big three company,
Right.
but they still were so popular and did so well, and
Right.
like always sold like I remember like when their albums would come out, like all the songs just did so well like on the digital charts and things like that. And yeah, it just seemed like they were having a good time, and they only had 4 members. They didn't have 7 or 9 or 13 or whatever it is. Like they have only 4 members, but it always felt like a complete group for the most part, you know.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
there
I
was,
thought 4 was definitely a good number for them.
yeah, like Soyu and Hyolyn like do really well with like singing. They'll probably continue singing. Bora always had her rap. Dasam was sort of the you know, the additional help, you know, or like was definitely like the supporting.
Oh my God.
Well, no, she was like very supportive, but she also did a lot of acting and stuff like that.
You
So
just called her the help.
I did not call her the help. I called her like the helping hand in the group,
Oh
like
my
like that helped on like the other side of things. Like she would act a lot. Oh gosh,
And
like
then she found her true calling, which is acting, I guess.
yeah. So you know they must have seen something in her with that. So you know I don't think the other girls really do a lot of acting. Although I was reading
Right.
Bora might resign as an actress with Starship.
Oh, I was about to say, I wonder if anyone will stay around to do kind of feature. I guess I feel like Bora would be open to doing features because she did features with J Park, that one single, the one that sounded like a Tyga song.
Was she actually in the song or did she?
No,
just
she was just
star in
she was the music video girl who just like float around in the pool.
Gorgeous. I like don't blame her for doing that. Yeah, you know, and like
Can you see her going solo at all?
solo, I don't know. I don't
It
see
probably
it.
doesn't have that star quality maybe.
I just don't know if she, you know, I don't know what it is, like the musicality. I'm not musicality,
Right.
but like even like remember when there was that the female rap battle show on Pretty Rap Star? Do you remember that?
I mean, I didn't watch it.
Well, Hyorin went on it as a rapper instead of her, like, or not. I guess not instead of her, but like, I just always thought it was interesting that like Hyolyn went on that.
She does kind of give off the impression that she'd rather be the sidekick.
Yeah, or just I think
Maybe
I
not,
think
and that's not necessarily a negative thing.
no, I think she likes collaboration. I
Yeah.
think she, you know, instead of being center stage, you know, I think I could see her doing like a lot of variety stuff. Like I could see her hosting
true,
a
yeah.
lot. I could see her
Yeah.
doing a lot of those things because
Yeah.
she has this like really great bubbly
Yeah,
personality.
yeah.
And things
She's a
like
very
that.
engaging personality.
Yeah, and you
And
know,
so she didn't do any acting.
maybe she did.
I don't know.
But
didn't
her
keep up with her.
collaborations and solo stuff always do really well
Yeah.
too. Like, do you remember that Some song that like literally like changed the like K-pop vocabulary forever? Like,
I don't know
she-
if I heard that. What year was
that was like
this?
2014 again, 2015. No, not 2015. 2013.
That might have been
was
my
like-
that might have been my break from K-pop.
Your break, your year abroad. No, I mean it was a very mellow, very cafe ballad song, but it was just this
Okay.
huge hit. I remember.
Watch her be the one to
ultimately,
actually ultimately succeed as a solo
oh
artist.
gosh, yeah. I mean, and you know, I feel like for the most part, like Starship has done well with them. You know, like getting them like placements in other places and getting
Right.
them, you know, features or you know, gigs and whatnot. I would be, if anything, I almost feel like you might like move to like, you know, just like maybe like a more indie label or something like that
can
or
see
something like
that.
that. But or like maybe Bora will sign with like an acting company. But like they've done really well with Hyolyn. They've done really well with Dasam. I don't know. I'll be.
Yeah.
It's interesting too that they're the other girl group that they have now, the WJSN,
Oh right.
the Cosmic Girls. They're coming back in like a week or something. I was like, wow, they're
Oh,
really
God.
wasting no time.
Yeah, waste no time.
They're like, okay, let's get Sistar out of the
that'll
way.
free up a lot of budget, right?
I guess so. No need to do like coordinating costumes anymore and any of
Yeah.
that. So I don't know. They also did you read like their handwritten goodbye letters? Or
I didn't, but
whatever?
I saw like the photos and like
Yeah.
the gist of it.
Yeah, like one of them said like we'll be back soon. We'll be back someday or something, or like this isn't the end or something. And like I feel like it's good that I always get the sense, you know, even though I'm sure they're just saying it kind of like to temper fans and stuff like that. Like I sort of feel like Sistar is actually one where like they will probably get back together sometime and like do some like
Yeah.
tribute performances or stuff like
I
that.
I definitely would not be surprised if that happened.
Yeah, like it doesn't seem like anything bitter or bad, you know. Although we thought this was 4 minutes and then things just kind of blew up and things like
Well,
that.
for a minute, I feel like people always sense that Hyuna was more of a solo act anyway.
Yeah.
And she always came off as very like, I want to command the spotlight. So
Right.
Like, I don't know. I feel like the thing is, Sistar was always, their image was always bright and bubbly, right? Whereas for a minute, they explored a lot of darker themes in their concepts.
For a minute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, maybe that just also kind of indirectly played a part in me thinking that everything's always like positive and sunshine
interesting.
with Sistar. But I
because
guess
they always look happy.
they just always looked happy. But I guess
Right.
like it never felt like when they performed that it was just Hyoning taking up the spotlight. Whereas when you watch 4 Minute perform, it's like you just gravitate toward Hyuna, and that's not
Right.
anyone's fault. Like obviously the cameraman will focus on her a lot, but I think she just had that demeanor where you wanted to watch Hyuna more than some of the other girls.
Yeah, and the group, I think Sistar, they didn't exactly know who the breakout star was
Right.
at the beginning, at least. And so it kind of like, when you're growing as a group, that sort of can always, that influences things. Like, everyone's getting, I feel like almost 4 Minute was like created for Hana. Like she was
That's
already
what I'm
kind
saying.
of
Like I
a
said,
star.
the rest of the group was just there to kind of lift her up.
Interesting.
Whereas it definitely didn't feel like that with Sistar. I feel like Sistar moved together and they moved forward as a group.
Yeah.
Throughout their careers.
Right, exactly.
Throughout
like,
their career.
Even like Sistar 19 didn't feel like a total like even though a lot of people like argue that it's just like Hyolyn solo featuring Bora, but like even that felt like a good move for the group. Like I never felt like anyone was trying to outshine anyone.
Right. I
like
thought
that.
Ultimately it was like an extension of the group's sound.
Yeah.
So it just felt like a side project group, like shit that they do with like GD and Taeyeon, like when they do this, like it didn't take away from the group.
The best kind of side projects that don't like completely like muddle the brand or like it felt like very good for them. So yeah, I don't know. I got to meet Sistar once in when I was in Korea. Actually, we did they actually met us all at a cafe and we did like interviews and stuff like that. Aww. And I remember Soyu was like having like back pain or something like that, or like recently hurt her back or wasn't doing a lot of schedules or something like that. But it was nice because like you could tell she wasn't in the best mood, but Hyorin was like kind of holding her and like touching her, like making sure she was okay, and like Soyu wasn't in the best mood, but the rest of them were kind of trying to keep the atmosphere light and stuff like that.
So I'm assuming they were all like really respectful and still very easy to work with.
They were all helping one another, and like even when someone was a little more quiet, I think the other three like picked up off of that and things like that. So or like they always spoke first and like let her finish, or something like that. So it was like a really
that's
cool.
Good to hear.
It was.
I like when your impression of an artist based on interviews and clips and fan cams more or less matches up with their persona in real life.
Yeah,
it's not just an act.
Right. I mean, and so he was in these like huge heels too, look like I think she like almost tripped once, like, but no, they were like really like supportive for one another, and like it just felt like I always kind of wondered about them as a group because I never met them in person. But I just got this sense that like they do a lot of like giggles at each other or like talking to each other. So I got this sense, okay, these girls at least they genuinely
support each other.
It seemed like there's some good stuff.
Whether they're falling in heels or supporting a career.
Exactly.
And like I remember when Hyolyn was about to drop, I think it was Paradise, before she dropped Paradise, and they were on a variety show and they were asking other members like about supporting Hyoning, and they were all very, very like wanting to build her up. Yeah,
no, I definitely got that sense too. I saw her at South by Southwest and we talked about that too, and she said the members are really supportive, they're like really happy. So well, little did I know that though she was about to drop some news on me. But
I will say I always anticipate her solo releases, and I am not mad about her going her own way because this just means there's more time for her to drop more solo songs.
Well, hopefully that EDM deal continues on and we get some actual
More
her
Blue
vocals.
Moon type stuff.
More Blue Moon. More oh my gosh, oh yeah, Blue Moon is so good. What's the other song I really liked? I mean, I loved that first album, that first solo album.
The whole first album was amazing.
Like, continue to do your R&B stuff. Can you do it all, Hyorin? We love. Oh, what was that? She did such a good song with her and Ju Young. It was Hyolyn and Ju
I
Jung.
think I know what you're talking about. I forget the name of the song.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. I love it. I can't remember what was it.
It was like a year or two ago.
Yeah, it was like definitely one of like the best songs like of that year. I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it called? It's like it like didn't like do incredible or anything like that, but like I don't know. I can't even remember. Maybe it was called. I can't remember. But I'm not gonna like spend the time to like find it. But in any case, yeah.
It's like wait, there's like a break in the podcast. 5 minutes later.
Yeah, I know. It's like
Jeff found it.
10 hours later. Like on SpongeBob.
Yeah, I was just thinking like SpongeBob.
What's that guy's name anyway? Maybe it's called A Race. I think it's called A Race. Yeah, that's it. It's called A Race. Oh my gosh, yeah, this song is so good. It's from 2014. I think that was your year
also
abroad.
part of my blackout.
Yeah, it was your blackout
era.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're gonna love this song. You need to listen to it. An Iron features on it. It's so good.
All right.
But yeah. But anyway, Sistar.
Let us know your favorite Sistar songs.
Yeah.
And come on, Redemption for Shady Girl.
No, it's the worst one.
I've never heard anyone say they don't like that song.
In comparison, it's terrible.
I'm not saying I did start off preface it with it's more nostalgia factor. It's definitely I wouldn't say it's their best song.
It's slightly worse than How Dare You.
Oh definitely, my god! Okay, now this is just disrespectful.
Definitely worse than Push Push.
No. Oh my god, no. Push
and all
Push was
three
not good.
are worse than Give It to Me.
No. Ew! Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna throw this mic at you.
Jesus!
Okay,
oh my god! She just threw it at me.
Let's just wrap this up now.
All right, we'll wrap this up before we start pulling out each other's hair extensions. And
hair extensions, especially yours.
Yeah, all my hair extensions. But yes, let us know your favorite Sistar memories. Vote on your favorite. Does Sistar get your vote? Was it Astro? Was it Highlights?
Did we vote? We
never voted. No, we didn't. Who would get your vote? I know what I would say.
I guess Sistar.
Oh, I'm gonna choose Astro.
I really didn't like the other two that much.
Sorry, Astro. I just love it.
Wait, you picked Sistar?
No, I chose Astro.
I thought you said sorry, Astro.
Oh, I meant sorry, Sistar. Love ya. Love you, girls. See you soon, I hope.
Yeah, hopefully. Watch them be like, Hyolyn has a new, or like somebody has a new song just ready to go.
I know, that'd be a little shady, but or like Cosmic Girls featuring Bora. They're like 14 girls on stage now. Oh my gosh.
God.
Anyway,
please no.
We'll see. But yes, send us all your memories, best Sistar memories, best memories from this week. And as always, we will see you next week. So thank you guys as always for listening. This has been Jeff.
And this is Tina.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.